Testing, testing. Just checking to see if the audio is okay. Hopefully it should be alright, but let me just check to make sure. Let me check the music here. Try to get this. Let's see. Okay, there you go. Should be fine now. Alright. I think this should be okay. Alright. Well, if you happen to be tuning in, thank you. Hello, YouTube. Back again with more news stuff, I guess, because it's been pretty crazy these past few days with the news. I do also want to talk about some anime that I've been keeping up with. There's a new episode of Worlds and Harem that I actually watched. It's pretty solid for the most part, although definitely is pretty over the top, I guess. But I mean, again, it is a harem anime. You kind of expect that going into it. But I digress. I definitely do want to talk about some of the more developments that have been happening with regards to the news with Ukraine, Russia, etc. But if anything, if you happen to stop me by, again, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Feel free to leave a comment or anything if you'd like to. Let me just check to make sure everything's all right here on my end. Everything should be okay. Okay, there we go. There you go. All right. I'll check notifications here. What's that I wanted to open? Oh yeah, there was some like stuff here. So basically, I mean, if you've been keeping up with the news for the most part, you can kind of tell what's happened. Basically, as I kind of brought up yesterday with the troops, or at least I should say, Russian troops kind of heading into Ukraine and stuff. And up when doing this whole thing has been pretty messed up for the most of it. There have been like several casualties, which absolutely sucks. Solidarity with the people over there, Ukraine. It's definitely unfortunate that there's having some casualties and such. But it's been really interesting to see like the kind of development of this, because I remember like there was a little bit of skepticism early on, and even like myself included, I wasn't exactly sure like to what extent Putin was really going to go all out on this, especially like now, like the timing of this is just really I don't know if I would say interesting, but it's definitely like I guess something worth noting, because usually stuff like this we haven't really like seen much, at least for the past few years, something to this scale at least. What you could see as more so as an act of war. Even like here, just reading some of the titles here. Kiev hit by airstrikes as Ukrainian troops fight Russian advances. I think I have CNN open here too. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, there we go. Russian troops attack Kiev, and there's been, if you, especially on Twitter, there's been like so much stuff on it. Like man, there's like so much on my feed on like explosions and such. Just kind of like the backdrop of everything. Even like I think it was on CNN. There was like one of the newscasters was like just talking, and there were just explosions going on the background. It's crazy, pretty insane. But not gonna lie, there have also been kind of funny moments, and there's one in particular that I actually wanted to show. I'll see if I can pull it up. Hopefully, copyright won't be an issue. But I remember watching this. If I can pull it up, CNN Applebee's, it should be able to pop up. I remember seeing this for the first time and I just burst out laughing just because of how psychotic it was. It's perfect. If it's CNN, I mean, CNN obviously does like a lot of crazy stuff. I'll still follow it for news and etc. But it was hilarious, like the timing of it all. I'm gonna see if I want to pull it up. Let me see if I can pull it up. Okay, so this should be okay. Hopefully copyright won't be an issue. I'm gonna try to play right now. Wait, let me pause this. Actually, let me pause the music because this is just too good. This is too good. Let me check to make sure it's fine. And pause. Okay, so hopefully copyright won't be an issue here, but let's see. Here, check this out. And a little bit of chicken pie. Cold beer on Friday night. A pair of jeans fit just right. Oh man, I actually saw rational guy David Dole. He's pretty good. Definitely check him out on Twitter. Here, let me put the music back on. Oh my gosh, I saw that for the first time. And I just burst out laughing, man. It's so insane. I mean, I love CNN just because of these crazy moments like this. Like this isn't even the first time. This has happened before. And it's crazy when stuff like this happens. I think the last time it was when like some dude got sick with COVID, and even then there was another Applebee's out there too. It was pretty crazy, but yes, CNN definitely has its issues and stuff with how it covers this news. The fact that it has to have like these kind of advertisers with it, but it does lead to funny moments like this. There you go. I mean, I'll still keep up with CNN just to check out the news and stuff and whatever. I just thought I wanted to share that because it was just hilarious. It was all over my feed. I loved it. I laughed so hard the first time I saw that. It's so good. It's just so good. Mm. Yeah, let me get some water. Yeah, but definitely check it out if you haven't already. Let's see, what else do I want to cover? Some other stuff. If there's anything in particular that you want me to cover, feel free to let me know in the chat or in the comments or whatever. But actually checking here. From time, as destruction worsens and casualties mount during Russia's invasion of Ukraine, people all over the world looking for help, aids and organizations. Oh yeah, so there you go. Actually, I think it was like Bungie posted about the game like for Destiny. They were posting like how like some proceeds were going to go to help with this in regards to that. I think that's pretty cool. It has been pretty interesting to see like kind of like such overwhelming like yeah, oh my gosh, why am my voice crying? I was gonna say like I guess I don't know acknowledgement because a lot of times like people or just organizations even in general will kind of just ignore or try to stay away from kind of engaging this kind of more political stuff, especially like now when you compare it to back what was it with like Iraq and Afghanistan, like people were way more uh, I guess like more lenient to just trust the United States government at the time, or just like kind of just go along with it rather than us to be like more skeptical of it. At least in this case now, there's definitely been more support, like more open support with regard to Ukraine. You know, like calling out Russia and Putin for just like this atrocious act of war that's been going on right now. I saw a pretty cool clip where like a soccer player, I think it was like a Russian soccer player, he took his marker and basically went on the camera and said like no war please. I thought it was a pretty nice moment. I thought that was pretty cool. Because I imagine like there's some Russians protesting Russians protesting in Russian too, like against the war and such. And it'll be really interesting to see how that kind of like if it'll grow or more because it's. I imagine, like I said before, it's kind of probably more different to how protesting here in the United States. But kind of like on more the opposite side has been also kind of fascinating just to see like some, at least not for the most part, more people have been like standing in solidarity with the Ukraine, which is good, of course, because there are a lot of people like suffering right now from Ukraine. But there has just been like leading up to it. There's like so much like trying to side with like Putin, like him being like kind of strong man, kind of like how Trump was. Um, like it'll be like funny. Like some will still say like that like Russians like communists or something. But if you've been keeping up with this like whole political state, especially with regards to Putin, has been state capitalist for some time now. But you saw even like more recently with like Tucker Carlson, like leading up to this, he was like so like supportive of Putin and stuff, like kind of like how he's been like cracking down and such. But I guess he got like a talk with his higher ups because like if you saw like from one of his shows, he was like saying, "Oh no, everyone wants peace, man. We don't want we don't want war. Nobody wants to stand with Putin and such." It was just it was basically a complete 180. And I think it's always like fascinating to see. I mean, because again, it's Fox News. At that point, if you're watching Fox News, other like unless you're like Sun or whatever, like to actually like keep up track of these weirdos. If you're actually like watching like Tucker Carlson or those guys because you actually like agree with them, like again, you just already lost at that point. From Reuters, Ukraine military says it repels Russian troops attacks on Kiev base. Oh yeah, there was like a bunch of explosions. I saw there. Also, I think it was like I think it's called like Snake Island. There was a video going around where like basically like some Ukrainian soldiers were like making a final stand before they ended up getting killed by some Russian soldiers, if I recall correctly. It's I don't want to show it because again it ends up with them like not making it. But if you want to check it out again, it's online. Feel free to check it out if you want to. Then here, let me get some more water. Here from why is my thing so slow? My goodness. Hang on, let me check back for a moment. Just give me one moment. Check here, check here, check here. Where is it? Where is it? Hang on. Okay, we should be okay. Oh, yeah, we should be fine. All right, there you go. Oh shoot. Oh no. Wait, we still good? Wait, hang on. Yeah, give me one moment. I think I might have accidentally closed my bed. Okay, there you go. We should be fine. We should be fine. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Oh, what the heck? I mean, my internet just has not been good lately. It just has not been good lately. Let me. I'm gonna check my feed to make sure everything's right. Just give me 1 second. All right. So hopefully the audio should be okay, but I think like my video is scuffed. Like I might be stuck on the screen, which kind of sucks. So we'll see where it goes on. I mean, I'm gonna end the stream in a bit soon because I think who is it, Lou? I think she has like a Horizon downstream, so I'm probably gonna tune in for that as well. But yeah, I might be stuck on the screen. It's kind of hard to tell. We'll see. If anything, then I'll probably just end it soon. But yeah, just if for anyone who happens to be watching, if it's stuck on the CNN Applebee screen, that's probably why it's like that. I don't know, like something might have happened. I'll have to check in that later. But yeah, okay. Anyway, continuing on. Let me just check CNN for a bit. I want to see like what they have saying. From CNN, Russia says it's not hitting Ukraine's civilian infrastructure. Evidence says otherwise. Yeah, go figure. Explosions have been seen and heard in the capital of the Ukrainians. Battle to hold back advancing Russian troops. Russian Russian NHL. What's that? Maybe it's football. NHL the star, past Putin supporter. Please no more war. Yeah, there you go. I mean, why would you support Putin in the first place? What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Hang on. Just give me one moment. All right, there you go. Continuing on. Zelensky posts video in the streets of Kiev. Oh, I think I've heard that name in, a while back. His name sounds familiar. I'm not sure. Struck first. NATO activates response force as defensive measure. Oh yeah, this is actually something I wanted to kind of mention. Sorry, because something like I guess you can kind of interpret from Putin's actions that he kind of wanted to like delegitimize NATO. This is a point that Hassan actually made on his stream recently. And again, if you just like want to keep track with the news and stuff, along with CNN, definitely would recommend watching Hassan and Vaj's streams because they've been keeping track with it the entire time, way more than I ever could with this like setup. But Hassan actually made a really good point on how like Bhutan, what was I going to say? Putin was kind of like one of his, I guess you could say his goals at this point, is that he wanted to delegitimize Russia, or NATO, sorry, delegitimize NATO. But like by doing this, especially at this time, like going at it, like just like this, making this just a flat out act of war, going after like Ukraine with like military force, like all this does, like I said, Hassan said, and I think it's a really good point. All this has done really is just legitimize NATO more in people's eyes. Even you have, I think he mentioned like how like Finland, like who's usually kind of like more laid back, actually like being more open and standing in solidarity with Ukraine, along with like the U.S. and all the bunch of other states. So I thought it was like really interesting, and even here, like kind of like how I mentioned with this title, or at least with this article, NATO activates a response force as a defensive measure. So again, all this has done lately is just more legitimization for NATO, which is presumably is like the exact opposite that Putin would want. So yeah, I think this is like really interesting because usually with kind of this more man-man approach, you can kind of get an idea of what like these guys are gonna do. Like even with Trump, at the end of the day, he never really went all out with like with war and such. Like again, his policies were awful, just atrocious and such. But he never like did like something to this extent. Just flat out like an act of war that like led to like the entire world like standing in solidarity against like whoever he's like going up against. In this case, Putin like going just trying to take over Ukraine. All it did is just like unite like a bunch of the states to like stand in support of Ukraine. I think this is really fascinating how that turned out because again, all it did is just legitimize NATO more in people's eyes. Kind of like the opposite of what Putin would want, at least at this point. So I think that's like kind of pretty fascinating and really curious to see what goes on moving forward. Reading here more so, Russian tennis stars speak out against war. Oh, this might have been where that clip that I mentioned from, where he does like he takes the marker and like kind of writes no war please in the camera. That might have been that. I know it was like some kind of sports guy. I don't remember from which, but I know it was some kind of sports guy. Sorters defiant last words as Russian warship targets Snake Island. Again, this is what I mentioned earlier. That clip is on Twitter if you want to check it out. I don't want to show it because again, it's their last words. I really don't want to show that clip on screen. As war breaks out Beijing blames U.S. What? Like what? Dude, that's like crazy. I mean, obviously, like Biden could have done way more, like to handle this better. Um, I mean, he's done like for the most part, he's done like better than presumably how Trump would have handled it. But again, even if Biden like could have done better with this, which he definitely could have. Again, at the end of the day, this is still Poon's actions. Poon is like this blood is on his hands. Reading here from NBC. I don't think I read this. I was going to, but then like something with my video went out. And again, sorry if it's like kind of stuck on this page. I'll try to make sure it's fixed for next time on the Applebee's things. That's so messed up that it's stuck on this one page, or whatever. Reading from NBC, the Biden administration has asked Congress for initial $6.4 billion in funds to aid Ukraine and its neighbors with the fallout. That's a nice misspell, NBC, from Russia's attack. Four sources familiar with the matter. So again, Biden could definitely do more, but he's doing like with like kind of aid and such, and also just encouraging like the other states to kind of stand in solidarity with Ukraine. So hopefully, I mean, again, hopefully there won't be that much bloodshed, especially for those who are suffering in Ukraine right now. So yeah, I think that's for the most part what I wanted to talk about this. I would talk more, but again, with this kind of screen being stuck, I don't I want to get that fixed. So hopefully I'll get that fixed by tomorrow. Let me see some other stuff here. Let's see, tug of war, vaccine again with COVID and such. What else? I did talk about Russia, the VTuber, because I think I tried to check her channel. I think it's gone now, which is wow, that was fast. I mean, I did not expect that to happen that fast. She was just gone, like wow, oof. She got Thanos snapped. I mean, I wish her the best, but again, I did not expect that to happen so fast. Chernobyl, yeah, I kind of mentioned yesterday. Vosh covered this too. Russian forces, I believe they reached Chernobyl, if I recall correctly. Power plant staff being held hostage by Russians. Yeah, there you go. I think that'll be more so for now. I did want to talk a little bit, again, just not to make this all about the news, you know. Because again, I don't mind talking about the news. I think it's kind of fun and interesting. I think it's always nice just to kind of like, at least not like to be over obsessed with this, but even just to be interested in this a little bit. I think that's kind of neat, just to keep track of everything. But yeah, I'll finish this off with talking about the episode of Worlds and Harem that aired today. This was episode 8, Revenge, and if I mentioned it before, but with that old lady episode kind of showing how this anime can be really like lighthearted and caring and such, this episode was like a complete contrast. It really showed that it's basically a harem still at the end of the day, with this kind of all protagonist like just going all out, especially in this episode. Like one of the, although there are some funny moments with the kind of over the top reactions and facial expressions. Like at one point, the dude was like jealous, or he wanted revenge because one of the girls just like let him get bullied a long time ago. So basically, like he still had bruises on his leg, and so he has the girl like tied up basically, and so like I think because she wants a career, maybe that's like another girl. There were like two main girls in this episode, but he has one of them like lick the inner of his thighs because the bruise from the boyfriend from the girl is still there. I just thought that was so weird, especially like when he starts laughing like he's doing something evil, and it's just the most like silly thing you can imagine as in terms of like getting revenge. I just thought that was like really hilarious. Like the actors are doing really good. The facial expressions, the acting is like pretty solid, but it's just so silly and over the top, even in this like with this crazy scenario, you know. What too much intercourse does to one? Yeah, definitely, sure. I mean, I don't know, man. It's definitely an experience. Wish I was Bootleg Kaneki. He would just turn into Light Yagami. What? I don't know what that is. Maybe that's a Death Note reference. I have no idea. I like this villain backstory arc. Oh, is he gonna be like a villain? I mean, I guess he kind of like turns into that. He's definitely become more edgy, and really more caring about himself. With like kind of getting what he wants with these girls now. He was way more laid back before. Now it's like kind of the exact opposite. But I don't know if kind of hard to tell he's gonna go all villain out on this. Like he seems to still want the teacher, but I guess now that she's gone, maybe he's kind of going on his own now, like nothing else other than his assistant. I mean, so yeah, we'll kind of see from there, you know. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that, I guess, in the comments. Oh, there's like 5 minutes left. Okay, so I think I'm gonna end it now. Probably end it there. And again, I'll try to get this fixed by next Scream. Oh, the Scream movie. I think it's out in theaters now. I kind of want to see it, but of course I can't because of COVID. I'd rather not be in a crowded area right now. I'll probably watch it like on an online site, like maybe it's on HBO or um, what's that like? Doesn't Warner have a streaming site like where they show like the movies early? I don't know. Maybe it's that. I have no clue. Paramount. Maybe it's like Paramount Plus or something. I don't know. I don't know. I want to see the new Scream movie though, but I really do not want to go into a movie theater right now. I really rather not. I mean, I have the like I said, I had the vaccine. I'm boosted and whatever. But I really do not want to be in a crowded area. Like even like recently, like for a celebration, like one of my friends had like her graduation, so she just like invited like a bunch of us, and I literally all I did there was just stay at the bar, like drinking like play on my phone, like because I just I'm not really much like I'm fine to go into parties just to celebrate. I'll drink like a little bit, but I'm just not much to like party. Like I'd rather just like others just sit at the table or just sit at the bar and just drink or play or whatever. Like partying's not really my thing, I guess. And if it is for you, you do you, whatever. But even then, I honestly wouldn't have gone there. They're like, oh my gosh, there was so many people. It was like 100 people. It was honestly kind of crazy. It was massive. But I wouldn't have gone there if it wasn't for like just to like because it was like a friend's party or whatever. Um, what else was I gonna say? Cover the news, cover the anime. Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, I do want to watch that Scream movie, but I do not want to go in a movie theater right now. I really don't. Not with that many people. At least not right now. With COVID and such, whatever. So I think I'll leave it at that. Cover the news. Oh yeah, I've been rewatching Review Starlight because I'm trying to get some ideas for some stuff. Hopefully I'll be able to. I'm trying to think of some stuff. I mean, I'll probably mention it later on in another stream. But for now, I think that'll be it. I think her stream starts soon, so I would like to try to tune in for that. So that'll be it. And again, hopefully I'll be able to fix this, because at least on my end, this screen is stuck right now. So hopefully I'll be able to get that fixed for next time. Anyway, if you happen to tune in, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I wish you all a good day. Stay safe, especially if there's anyone not anyone here is like watching like from Ukraine, let alone. But if you happen to be tuning in, thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. You just stopping by, even just leaving a like or leaving a comment. That means so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah, take care, stay safe, have a good day, and best wishes. Later.